What is going on, guys? We are back with another rebuild on the channel, and this time we're going to be 15 years in the future rebuilding the worst team. Of course, right now we're on the Packers. You guys probably from the title or maybe the thumbnail know what the team already is. The Jaguars are actually kind of looking like a team that may be that team for us, as they're an 80 overall. I'd imagine the lowest overall is probably around that 80 mark, so we'll have to see. But obviously, this is the team that, or this is the universe, if you will, that we did our Packers rebuild because we felt like they were the worst team. How have they held up since losing us? Not the players, us. The right tackle, I mean, a lot of things are looking pretty damn good still. So, yeah, I mean, they're still a pretty top team, but they're not, like, set forever. They're definitely starting to fall apart here a little bit. But let's actually see which team is the worst. Once again, this is technically 15 years in the future, kind of. I don't know, it's weird, but let's see. So we did see that the Jaguars were an 80, the Rams are an 81. We did see that, like, when we first started this, the Rams were one of those teams that we were thinking is the worst. So by overall, I think it is the Jaguars, but once again, overall isn't the only thing that factors. It is also positional overall. Like, if you have all 80s but like a 99 quarterback, you're probably better than a team with a 70 overall quarterback and all 85s, kind of-ish. I don't know, but let's take a look at those specific teams real quick. So the Bears are absolutely looking for a quarterback soon. Justin Fields is a superstar, but he's 36. Running back, you could probably look for a new guy. Wide receivers are in shambles outside of McAllister here, who could actually be quite good. Tight end, they need a new one. Left tackle, I think, is probably fine for maybe even the rest of the rebuild. Right guard for sure is fine, but everything else needs to be replaced. Left end needs to be replaced probably soon. Right end needs right now. DTs are bad. I mean, kind of just glancing, this team is way up there right now. I think it probably will be the worst team. The Colts need quarterback. How is John Hart? He is star, so you could use him right out the gate. Running back is in shambles. Wide receiver, they stole Crowther. All the other wide receivers are pretty bad. Tight ends, not great. Kind of just glancing. They're also up there. They're up there. I would say the Bears are a slight nod worse, though. Jaguars, they have like 45 quarterbacks, apparently. And, I mean, obviously, I would be trading off probably Hartman and Trevor Lawrence right out the gate and then just using... Nah, I don't think you could. I think you'd trade off Hartman, keep Lawrence and Adams. Running back's pretty good. I'm just looking for, like, the tight end's pretty sick. Yeah, I think this team's too good. And we didn't even look at the rest of the positions. Jets, you have an 85 overall star dev quarterback. Your running back is pretty young. Wide receivers aren't great. Tight end needs to be replaced, but I think they may have already done that. They have. Left tackle's decent. Left guard's decent, but he's kind of older. Yeah, this team's too good. The Rams with a hidden development trait rookie quarterback and a 30-year-old star dev quarterback, I think probably have already made themselves not an option. While I will say the rest of the roster is kind of bad, I think I've already kind of made up my mind that it probably is going to be the Bears. They're going to go from the Packers, sticking it in the division, going against the Packers now as the Bears. Yeah, I think if you just look at the front page, which we've done a couple of times, you can see in the bottom it is the Rams with an 84. But once again, you have all those quarterbacks. And then if you look at the Bears, bunch of 84s there as well. But your quarterback position is far from set. So I think when both teams are very similarly bad, you have to factor in, okay, what is their best on both sides? And the fact that the Rams do have quarterbacks, was it the Rams, Jags, whatever, have quarterbacks, especially a hidden development trait rookie, that absolutely, puts them over the top. And hell, he could be superstar or X Factor. Let's take a look. Yeah, okay. Nah, yeah, forget it. He's a superstar quarterback. They're not great, but they're definitely better. And because we're probably going to be forced to keep Fields, because this is going to be a realistic style rebuild, we may still be competitive. So, I'm just saying. But I think, speaking of that, we're going to be trading off Harold Spikes, who has really good throw power, and he's hidden, or he's star. If he actually had a chance to start, he probably would have been halfway decent. So we're going to try to make some moves, add some draft picks if we can. I think this quarterback would probably be worth like a decent third, just because the kind of consideration that he was sitting for so long proves that he isn't like that great. And the fact that he wasn't traded, even though we know it's because Madden doesn't allow trades pretty much, that he wasn't that good in the first place. So in that realism sense, we're going to be trading him off for a third. Hopefully we can find a team with that need, though. Washington feels like a team that needs him, to be honest. Oh, Panthers need him, too. Wish there was a team in the AFC that needed him, though. We're going to take a third off of Washington because they had the higher projected pick. The Panthers were like... must have been one of the close Super Bowl winners recently because they were like 90, if you will. Also found this little gem on the team. He was a backup. He's star development trade. He is 23, kind of giving me, what's his damn name? Tevin Jenkins vibes, but we take that. We take those little mini wins because, of course, the right guard's great. Don't tell me this. Oh, my God. They've been wasting another star. Of course, I don't think he's going to be as set as the other guy we just moved to right tackle, but at least, once again, it's youth-ish. Potentially still have a chance to dev. Also, Eric McCoy. Got to be a good lineman. Oh, damn, dude. They are paying an old man a lot. Holy crap. I don't know if we really need the money right now, but... yeah, that's brutal. Who's this guy? I guess we'll let Devin Lloyd play still. Antonio McCain, star development trade. He's not actually terrible. They seem to give him on a pretty cheap deal there, though. Yeah, this team is in some trouble. I mean, this team has probably got, at best, 2, maybe 3 long-term starters. By the way, this guy might have been a god at one point. Or was his dev never good, actually? But 6'4", 95 speed. That is pretty busted. But, yeah, it kind of seems like they wasted him a little bit. All right, so I do want to see how things went. What was the last year that we would have played? Was it 2031? Wait, am I missing something? My, years are all messed up. When did we last play? Did we not win a Super Bowl? Man, I don't remember, but did we actually not win a Super Bowl? Okay, well, that's great. But regardless of what the roster looks like, I don't know what the overall is. Oh, wow, we've done great for ourselves. We've physically made ourselves the worst overall team in the league. Good job, us. But, of course, McAllister moves the number 1 spot because he has the most potential long-term as he's young. He's a rookie in general. And, of course, he is hidden development trade, which, honestly, the way he's built... I get good dev vibes. Maybe not X Factor, but I wouldn't be surprised at the same time. Oh, wow. That's disappointing. What is it called? Earl Carter. Once again, a guy that might have been decent, but his dev was never good, so maybe not, but so much potential there. The tight end needs to be replaced. So center definitely needs to be replaced. Left guard, I still would say maybe replace that. LeClaire's old quarterback we'll be looking at. I don't know if it'll be the number 1 thing, but it might be. It might be. We'll see. It'll probably just be a best available pick type of situation early on. And honestly, I imagine with the roster talent like this, you probably can afford some free agents, right? Probably. I'd imagine. How much money we got? Does it show? Let's go to team salaries real quick, see what we're rocking with. A bit of a cap pen, we probably caused that. A bunch of guys to re-sign, which is actually... so this isn't terrible, because Lippett is expensive, and obviously he will be gone. This is kind of good, so we're kind of getting like a fresh slate, if you will. A bunch of trash players, and all of them need to be re-signed, so this isn't terrible. It's a bad team, but at least it's not like we're stuck with everyone for 3 to 5 years. Which is like the length of a rebuild usually. So, we're okay, I guess. But it still doesn't mean that we're going to actually, make this a success. Of course, if you guys have been enjoying these types of rebuilds where it's not just straight up, the newest Chiefs roster rebuild, whatever, Oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen one of these in a while, but Why did I go? I just spammed it, and it should have been finesse. I got power blocking up on a freaking edge blocker. Sweet. But yeah, if you guys have been enjoying these, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate you a ton for, your continued support. It's kind of weird if I'm saying, you've been enjoying these, but you're new. But of course, people sometimes watch without subscribing. I mean, it happens. What does that mean? Am I going to get more ratings? Am I going to dev up to superstar? I'd appreciate it. The Lancers, it's a pretty cool logo, actually. And Earl Carter talking about McAllister. That is super rare, but also, where's my damn upgrade? You talked about him, but I didn't get anything. Improved rookie, who of course is not a rookie, obviously. 4,500 XP, we'll take it. Oh, and he's bad in general at pass blocking, but finesse specifically. Sweet. I just upgraded a 27-year-old normal dev freaking tight end. I thought because he had an upgrade, I was like, oh, he's probably young, right? Nope. But we're here for it. We are here for the culture change here in Chicago. They are not only a bad team, they are an unathletic team, an uninspiring team, a team that needs some actual help. This should be a legitimate challenge. I mean, obviously, it seems like I can't really remember that rebuild. Maybe I need to go back and look at a few things, but a team that was really good that never won the Super Bowl itself. So, with a better starting point in that one, I'll be honest, this could be a complete disaster. And it's not Justin Fields that needs to improve, but I once again, I kind of just clicked the first name that came to my mind there. We just took on the division leaders as a bad team and are now 3-2. A chance to beat Detroit next and really ruin our draft pick. And for anyone that's like maybe hooked up on, caught up on the quarterback trade, he was gonna need a contract this year, and I didn't want to pay a guy that was gonna be 25 starting, a contract. So I was just like, can I really be bothered? Probably not. So we are currently 5-4, which is obviously fantastic. Timmy Averill, I would love for him to be an X Factor because at Superstar, I'm a little worried about his longevity, but at the same time, you can see we have an immense cap room because, once again, we have so many people to pay right now, and we probably won't be able to keep them all. Tyler Pollard, as an X Factor, I think will still be serviceable, especially for a team this desperate at corner for next season, so we're going to keep him. Fields, that is a very cheap deal, and I would imagine since we're 5-4 with a bad team, he's got to be playing really well. And, I mean, it kind of seems like he is, so no matter what, I think, even if he was to be replaced, somehow a 1-year $7 is his contract ask, and I'm absolutely keeping him on that. Lippett asking for $23 million less than we're paying him this season. Ted Foley, how good actually is he? His catching's decent, is okay in route running, but I don't like him. I just don't like him. Mike Blades, I think, automatically is going to be paid. He's a bit raw, but he's still good enough. He's got a little bit of athleticism, like a tiny bit. So I think career backup even would be not the worst thing. So as of right now, starter with backup potential. All of these other guys are just too old to stick around. I mean, pretty much every single one of these guys is gone for me. Bankston, he's actually pretty good despite his overall. He's got really good power move. Too slow. But yeah, I mean, you could see how bad this team really is. I mean, look at these names. These guys are awful. I mean, even their punter and kicker are weak. Of course, once again, another win. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, this team is going to be really tough to rebuild, especially if we make the playoffs with this squad. This is not a good roster. We should not even come close. 7 wins minimum. And whoever Sidney Gilmore is, right defensive end. Interesting. And the Bears are in the playoffs at 10-7. Come on, Blades. Come on, Blades. Come on, Blades. Ugh, Mike Blades. Check out Mike freaking Blade to your neck. Sorry, that's a little violent, but of course, somehow this team made the playoffs despite being easily the worst team in the league. You do have Justin Fields, but he was only an 83 overall anyways. I really don't know how, and I really want to know why this team did so well, because this is just a disaster for us going forward. I mean, this team, I'd be shocked if they even won a game, let alone won it all. Of course, the tight end did pretty well. McAllister just 2 yards short of 1,000 yards. Kind of a disappointing year for him, though, once again, considering we made the playoffs. Surely he would have been a big part of the reason why they did. Lippett was good, but once again, he may just retire, forget us choosing to let him go. He might just let himself go from the league. The kicker, I will say, might need a contract. He played pretty damn well. Awards, I'm kind of curious. Grayson McCall, the MVP of the league. And as far as our awards go, maybe we were close. But outside of kicker, we didn't win any. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I really don't expect us to win. I'm just going to sim. All right? I really don't expect us to win. I'm just going to simulate. I'm just going to go on. We're going to lose. Are you effing me? I'm going to go in. I guess we're going to go in. I really don't know where we go from here if we win the Super Bowl. Like, this team is just bad. It's just not good. Maybe this scheme is maybe similar to the Chiefs or something like that, or they stole a coordinator that played for the Chiefs for a moment and he adopted Andy Reid's, playbooks or something like that. But outside of that, I can't think of why this team is good. Like, it's just not a good roster. I know a lot of the other teams in the league aren't great either. They're like 84, 85 overall, but they're still miles better than us. It's not even close, right? And as you can see, it's not even close on this matchup, as we are going to lose a whopping 31-17. Made the championship round, but, I mean, we get the same results. The problem is, like, technically, I mean, obviously, like, physically, we're all watching a sport for our own entertainment. So when a team like this, where everyone's like, oh, they're just pretenders, oh, they're just lucky, they finally lose, like, we told you. So you really got nothing, right? Like, maybe the fans got something for a bit, but long-term wise, we end up with a way worse pick, and we got nothing, Maybe in real life it's a little bit different. Like I said, it would be fun to watch. When teams are like, specifically as a Packers fan, I hear it a lot, probably more than like any fan. It's like, oh yeah, Rodgers so great, but can't do anything in the playoffs. Like, well, they make it every year. They made it to the championship a bunch of times. Yeah, it sucks not getting to the Super Bowl, but only one team can win it every year. So it is all about the journey, and it's fun. It's frustrating, but it is fun to at least be a part of that. Maybe not for the rebuild, but I suppose in real life, the Bears, this roster getting to the championship round would be still pretty damn exciting. As far as our dev-ups go, I don't know if we had any. Who is this guy? Did he have, he's 29 anyways. Did he have Superstar before? He must have. McLean obviously didn't go up in dev. Everyone else seems pretty. Oh my god, he went down a lot. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. His man coverage must have went down like 15. 13 man coverage. Can I have some money back, please? We added too many zeros. Come on, man, please. Also glad I didn't start this guy. I think he was number 3, but still. So once again, a freaking boatload of money. Sidney Gilmore wasn't great. He did go up in dev, and I don't have the ability to like replace everyone. So if he stays on that deal, I'm okay with it. Lippett was great, but once again, he is just too old. Get out. Get out. I don't even know how he did so well anyways. We're in a 4-3. I'm pretty sure, right? Ted Foley. Samuels, no shots. Ben Aldridge, no shots. Yeah, I think the only guy would have a... Oh, he's old, though. He's 33 with a big head. He's out of here. But let's say the only other guy would have had a chance is him, because he did have a really good season, but he did drop significantly. Dropped like, I don't even know how many. Was that like 8 of accuracy, 1 kicker power? 1 kicker. He dropped 1 full kicker, dude. That's brutal. Of course, George Karlaftis, 35 years old. There's a bunch of 35-year-olds, and they're pretty decent still. Mayer. So everyone's old, as expected. Anyone not old? Sutherland. Wide receiver is a tough position to draft. He's still pretty young. McCall, nope, that's not the same McCall. I was about to say the MVP gets let go, which just makes sense. Yeah, a bunch of old players. We're going to have to look at these individually and see who's worth, taking a shot on. We have negative $500 million, by the way. That's pretty cool. And yeah, LaMichael Jones is pretty damn good, dude. I'm willing to pay him, especially since he is worth the money. Also want to pay him very much so the Packers don't get him. We're literal division rivals. We could use even another cornerback. Nick Shields, maybe? 6'3". I actually want to grab him and play him at safety, to be honest. Once again, we need so much. There's not really an L we can take here. Like a 4-year 36.5 for a 25-year-old 83, 6'3", super fast, great zone corner is not a bad deal. That Bobby Hartman guy is here in free agency, and man, I'm telling you, I'm going to have to look at the quarterbacks, but he could be an option. I'm offering Bobby Hartman a 4-year, $32 million deal, which is actually still extremely cheap. Of course, it's way higher than their offers, but I think he has big play talent. He's an 80 overall, 25 years old, is not that bad for his overall, and he's star. I think that's a huge dub. I'm also debating on grabbing Pendleton, but I think Randolph is still decent enough. He's not that old. He's not that young either, but this guy's a little bit more of a project than I would like. I mean, he's not bad. How old is he? 25. I mean, I'll pay him. Free agency, week 1. A lot of big names, a lot of big potential for this team. A lot of money sent out, and we lost quite possibly the most important of the players, despite the fact that I offered him way more than anyone else offered. I offered him a 4-year, $85 million deal. The notch must have been at least 15 points higher than the next team, yet we didn't get him. Everyone else we got, though, which is great, even the center who is an 88 overall. I mean, it's a nice win, but that wide receiver was massive. He was a massive addition that we missed out on. I didn't even really cheap out. Maybe I should have put a little bit more on, but it wasn't like a cheap deal. We just didn't get him. You know, I'm actually kind of curious to see where he went and how much was the price. Oh, come on, EA. A 4-year 66. He would accept a 4-year 66 over a 4-year 85. Really? Let's take a look at their team in general. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they would, dude. I'm sure of it. To play with these greats. Yeah, oh, sure, dude. Come on, EA. Do better. I will say, though, overalls are up. And obviously, we're going to be moving some players around. As of right now, because we don't need that cornerback spot, I think it was Shields that was the guy that was good at safety, at least assumingly. So we're going to be putting Nick Shields as our free safety, which could be a bit of fun as well. And we're going to see what we need after that. I didn't even notice it, actually. Fields just straight up retired. So, okay, that's nice to see. Hopefully he didn't take the money and run. Don't know how that works. But looking at the offensive line, the new center 88 overall, it was 1 year 12, I think, which is actually not bad, especially considering he's very good, actually. Of course, purely center. Defensively, we definitely need some work here, but Jones was a huge addition. Who's Neighbors? Mitch Neighbors. Okay. Maybe he could have played safety. I mean, things just keep coming out of nowhere here, which is great. What else do we have? So Shields, anyways. 85 overall free safety. That is a dub. We need a new middle linebacker. We need a new outside linebacker. And we could use a DT. It also does seem like we are in a 3-4, but I think we probably are built a little bit better for that 4-3, which I suppose if you're a Bears fan watching, you probably want to see that more anyways, because, the Bears are now 4-3 again. Let's take a look at what the schemes even look like. So offensive scheme is the Niners, which is interesting, because I wouldn't have thought that the Niners would really give you a good chance at winning in the playoffs in game. Usually don't see the Niners do much with a decent roster, and we didn't really have a team built to be like the Niners, to be honest. And honestly, I feel like our team is built like Green Bay right now. I know it's, well, at least the offense, at least. You have kind of a lacking of wide receivers. You have a very strong arm quarterback with a sliver of mobility. I mean, he's pretty much built just like Rodgers, outside of, maybe you could upgrade the medium and deep throwing accuracy, but very similarly built there. You have two running backs that are, decent. You have Peck, who's, a little bit faster, a little bit more elusive, and then you have the power back behind him. You have the wide receivers where you have one decent wide receiver, the rest are kind of trash, and then you have a decent possession tight end. So in that sense, great left tackle, decent guard. Very similar offense to Green Bay, so I'm going to allow it. Also, we've seen Green Bay doesn't really do a whole lot with their playbooks anyways, so It's an upgrade for our scheme, but it's not OP like the Chiefs. Surely over-explaining a lot if it's not OP, just saying. So we still have 80 mil left over starting the drafts, and I wish some of that money was spent on wide receiver, but it unfortunately was not. So wide receiver McDowell is probably our number one. I scouted him and Ward, but for some reason it just didn't go. Oh, maybe it wasn't him. But Ward also looks pretty decent, so he's probably my backup plan. But McDowell with that speed is very tough to pass on. 4.25 at 6'1" is like instant good, you've got to imagine. Yeah, it's saying we're giving him 4 points extra, which, I mean, I'm down, to be fair. I'm getting my guy, so I can't really complain. Once again, Ward probably would fit a different style of receiver, but this team, I mean, obviously, yeah, I'm thinking more of the Vikings, to be fair. This team does kind of like their bigger guys. The Vikings would love their 6'1" guys, so either way, I don't really care. McDowell, almost called him Gerald McCoy, 4.25 40, give it to us. Hidden with 96 speed. Everything else is a little tame, but I mean, even 87 jumping for a speed guy is pretty high for EA's usual, so that's a dub. I don't know how much better he is or worse than he is than Ward, but I'm not mad with the pick regardless. And now our next pick, there was a really decent DT named Scruggs, but I think because there's 2 DTs that are later on in this round, we're just going to wait for one of them to be remaining. And, Griggs, he was still there. Of course, he was a little bit on the lower side for strength, but I'd imagine he was still going to be good because, he's just one of those beast DT types. But yeah, I mean, we'll hope to get one of the DTs and hope that they're decent. Ooh, actually, we may have to pass on DT. We may have to pass. Because we also do have, who is it? McKee later, who's maybe not great, but he might be feasible. But we need a lot of linebackers. And there's a guy named Boone who looks pretty decent. I don't know about his zone coverage, but once again, I look at the 40 and all that, and it's absolutely insane. We took a little bit of a risk here. I don't know when Fitzsimmons was drafted. I probably should have looked at that first for realism, but we traded Fitzsimmons, the star dev corner. He's 24, though. We just still have a 22-year-old corner that's star dev. A 4th-round pick and 62 for 45, which will be the middle linebacker, Boone, even though it pains me to miss out on a great DT. But regardless, let's get this Band-Aid ripped off. Wait, what about the other guy? What round is he? Ooh, left outside linebackers are juiced. Left outside linebackers have a higher chance of being hidden without a doubt. But at the same time, dude, Boone looks pretty good too. So we know of a B pursuit. What about Howell? What is his B? Was it tackle? It was also pursuit. A awareness. A finesse move. I don't think that really actually is legit, but I'm just going to go Boone. Screw it. Yes, hidden development trait. That's a win. That is a win. Because that's the one issue I was worried about. I think they're both going to be good, but one of them I felt was maybe going to be normal, and I thought it was actually going to be our guy. I also may have just sold by going to the next round, but at the same time, we really can't afford to trade up anymore. But if one of our DTs is still there, I might have to make the play again. Howell's still there. We need multiple linebackers. We do also have Lowry, though, as a day 3. Might be able to get away with him a little bit later. We also have this wide receiver, McIntosh. F release, but very athletic. Probably will pass on him, though. We don't really need that many wide receivers. Could probably use one more, but is he the guy? Probably not. And the DT that EA suggested, and I think his name was Hicks, is gone. Howell is super intriguing, but once again, we are so busted on picks. We have like nothing. No trade offers. Is that like a new thing? Or maybe we don't have the thing. I'm pretty sure there's like an ability where like you have to get an offer. Maybe we don't have that. So Leclerc has nothing to do with this. Just trying to lock down this trade. 84 this for 101 and 133 this, and a 5th next year from the Jags. Which, with this pick, we're going to hope to land one of our remaining kind of day 3 guys. I don't know if we're going to have any left, but we're hoping. Who is Roman Beckham? Oh, wow. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. I forgot to put this guy on the list. I did notice him after I signed Pendleton, I think his name was. That's a bit of an L, I'll admit. That's a little bit of an L. D in zone coverage. Once again, a little bit more on the athletic side. Man, and zone sucks on him. I'm really debating on going for Beckham at this point. But at this point, I mean, we signed that other tight end. There's really no reason, right? But he could be hidden, and he looks really good. Like, really good. You know, I'm going to go out of left field here. I'm going to grab Dylan Valentine. A power move. Okay strength. Hopefully maybe like 84 to 86. Very athletic. Dylan Valentine it is. Normal development trait. 84 strength, 76 speed like we mentioned. I don't know how to feel about that pick, but that power move better be damn good, I'll tell you what. And we're going to go with the workhorse, McKee, who is undrafted projection, but strong. And I think he had decent power move with really good tackling. And then in the 5th round, we're probably going to trade down. And, god dang it, dude. We're going to try to get like a late 4th if we can. I don't even remember who damn won the Super Bowl, but shouldn't be too hard to find out. We got a 5th this and a 6th next for the Cowboys' 4th next, which honestly might not even be that good of a steal, but at least it's moving us up the rounds rather than pure value. Like in Madden, like let's say a 6th and a 7th is the same value as a 5th. You'd obviously rather have that 5th every day of the week because you have a better chance to land someone decent because of it, right? Kicker, though, we completely forgot about that position. The guy's strong. That's all I know about him. 96 kick power, 75 speed. Accuracy's probably terrible. And then in the 7th, I believe we had 2 kickers, and I'm just going to take, if the guy's on my favorites, I'm going to grab him. I'm going to take the other one if he's not. He is, so Tyler, bad kick accuracy, but once again, kind of strong. Ooh. 92 kick. Ooh. Okay. Not super happy about that, but a long, quantified draft. A good set of free agents. Let's see what the overalls are on these draft picks, though, if we can. 77. I told you he was going to be good. The right end 69 is fair enough. The DT 71. Kicker's good. Punter kind of meh. And then Boone's a 72 overall. So McDowell, 77 overall. Super fast. Deep routes great. Short routes okay. Medium routes awful. Releases decent. Catching's great. Cutting traffic's decent. Spectacular catch is amazing. Jumping's not bad. Juke ability's up there. Has all the catching traits. I obviously have to take a look at Ward because I want to see how good he was, but I don't think you can go wrong with this guy. Unless Ward was a superstar or an X Factor, I think we win. Oh, he's a superstar. Yeah, literally, Ward can't be better. He literally simply cannot be better. I don't know what number I want, though. I'm going to put him at number 1. That seems to be a cool number nowadays. But Boone, I just want to see freaking Ward. Screw the guys we have here. Boone, not bad. Still very, like, raw. Do we just sit him at... No, he can't be middle linebacker. We're in a 4-3. We're going to put him at... I think it's... Is it right out that plays more? Let's put him at number 50. Number 50. Start development trait, not bad, but, you know, it'd been nice to see a little bit higher. Valentine, the DT number 2, potentially is... I don't know if we have much of another option. Power move was super misleading, ain't gonna lie. Let's take a look at the next player, though, which will be McKee, 71 overall. Potentially better. What's the age difference? I think McKee starts over Valentine. Oh, yeah, absolutely does. Age is the only thing that matters here. Of course, Berman, not terrible. He's in the 70s, actually. And then Tyler's got to be awful. 67 kick power. Let's take a look at Ward, the wide receiver. Where is he? He went, oh, wow, all the way in the 2nd round. 76 overall, normal. Of course, a little more polished as a pure player, but not even close to as good as our guy. But also a very good player. Once again, very good, just not as good. Here's Griggs, 77 overall, normal development trait. These DNs, you know, he's a little bit lower weight than I thought. I thought he was a big guy, like a DT type, but I suppose I would probably play him there. Still, it's, 279. Was there anyone else I'm trying to think of? I think there was a DT we could have had, right? Oh, here's the EA DT. Oh, wow, an EA DT with freaking hidden. Oh, wow. Who do we choose over him? Or did we just, we traded up for the middle linebacker and decided not to trade up again, was it? Star development trade. He looks good, though. He's pretty good. Surprisingly enough, though, he went higher than Campbell, who I would have thought would have went higher. So I may have sold. I probably would have traded up and taken him. So I suppose in the grand scheme, I was going to wait. So I'm glad we didn't go for it because Campbell would have been an L. I still don't know what this guy's use is. Like, do they expect you to play a 202-pound linebacker? Because, like, I just don't get it. Like, his block shit is pretty damn high for a safety, but, like, what can you use him for? You can't have an 85-speed safety with 82 hit power. You got to at least be Cam Chancellor-level hit power to be slow as hell. And even he wasn't 85 speed. He was faster than that, like 87, 88 minimum. It's just so useless. All right, the roster for year 2, which has been a very improved. We went up technically 6 overalls, and that's with moving Randolph to number 2, giving Pendleton, a 25-year-old normal dev tight end, a chance to become a god in this league. Of course, wide receivers, McDowell's great, better than McAllister already. If McAllister at least played well year 1, I would have put him at number 1, but he didn't, so there's really no point for him to be the number 1 still when he didn't even play like a number 1 last year. Of course, O-line is great, but left tackle, center, right guard, all could, well, maybe not right guard, but left tackle and center could definitely be on their way out at some point soon. Quarterback, the verdict's still out. You know, he's 25 years old, but plenty of potential. Like I said, all he needs is that superstar dev, and he could still become a 90-plus overall easily. Running back, I don't know how good he is. You know, he doesn't look terrible here, 99. Oh, was this the guy? I don't know if this is the same rebuild. Was this the guy that came out with 99 juke in the draft? Or was this a different rebuild? It would make sense because if you look at like the timeline now, he would have been a rookie or a 1-year player by the time we ended last rebuild, so it would make sense that he'd be still fresh on the mind, right? That might have been him. I don't know. I don't know if he was hidden, though. But regardless, defensively, I'm not even sure how good Miles Rogers is. He's a pass rusher. Well, I mean, he's got good coverage, too. He's just kind of like a blitzing linebacker, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, we have lots to still develop and lots to upgrade, but realistically, if we can get another DT or two, a new D end, maybe one more corner, we're kind of good. And once again, we have another free agency period coming up. Our quarterback's a 4-year, $32 million guy, so we'll be able to afford free agents for some time, assuming he's our long-term option. So it's looking up. It's definitely looking up. So now we're a better team, running a better scheme, and we want to lose. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I honestly despise this game. I think they monitor every time I do a rebuild. I kid you not. They just suggested me a 24-year-old wide receiver. I'm going to keep him on the list because I'm really curious to how bad he is, but they just suggested that. Mike, we'll believe it when we see it. You keep talking about it. Thank you, Mike. I mean, I wasn't, saying you couldn't. I'm just saying you haven't. All right, so despite a loss of the Packers, we are on a bit of a win streak, so things are looking all right. Of course, Devontae Hurst, maybe not the greatest pass blocker or just a good pass blocker at all, is still a guy that I want to keep long-term. A 3-year deal until he's 32. I think in real life he'd be looking for at least till 33. A 4-year 65 is good, I think. Matt Meeks. O-line doesn't regress that hard, but the problem is he's already not that great of a player anyways. We've seen a bunch of names in free agency for the O-line anyways as well. I don't know. Bradford, I don't think much more than a 1 year each year is something that I'd be willing to pay him. McCoy, I don't even know how good he actually is to be able to say, do I want to keep him? Pass blocking, he is very good at. Run blocking, not so much. I mean, it's a cheap deal, so I think it's one of those 2-year 9s we're going to allow. And then if he plays well, maybe, we'll see. But Earl Carter, he'll be gone no matter what we do. But yeah, there's some names here that I don't want to lose, but at the same time, I think we can do better. If we don't re-sign him, we're going to look so dumb if there's no linemen in free agency because it's a 2-year deal, and we have so much money that we're not going to spend. I'm just going to pay him, dude. Like, we're not going to spend this money anyways. Like, we can't spend it outside of paying for players that either aren't on the team already or have a lot of money that they need. I mean, we're stacked. Of course, we went on a little bit of a win streak, but lost the final game, which I like to see because, of course, there was no chance we were going to, make the playoffs. Unlikely chance. But let's take a look at the season. Obviously, just so bad out the gate. Middle of the season was also very terrible. But, man, better scheme, better players, better pizza, Papa John's. I mean, I'm just not really sure why we weren't better Comparing this season to Fields, I think it was very similar, if not better. Like I said, running back, Peck was pretty bad. McDowell was decent. Starks was decent. I don't even know how the hell he's on the roster. I don't even know how he was one of the starters. Carter was supposed to be the number 3. McAllister was okay, but once again, we want more. Pendleton was pretty bad. Scheme isn't really great for tight ends, though. Meeks, glad we paid him. 18 sacks allowed. That's not a lot. 12 sacks for Averill. Gilmore at 8.5. Boone, I mean, he's not, it's not really his job. Picks, Michael Jones, nice pick total. I mean, interesting numbers. The rookie kicker wasn't bad. The rookie punter was okay. Kick return, punt return game really wasn't much to show for. McDowell, though, rookie of the year, question mark? That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Yeah, rookie of the year on both sides of the ball. Of course, the Jaguars with MVP Trevor Lawrence. Glad we didn't go with them, because if you're winning MVPs, you can't be too bad of a team. But yeah, that is a bit of a disaster. Eagles and the Broncos in the Super Bowl, and the winner of this one is the Bronkies. But I suppose the next step would be to take a look at the dev-ups. Please, quarterback. Please, quarterback. No, not even. Oh, that's so pain. Of course, Pendleton was so bad, so obviously, wow, he went up 1 overall. He's close to a second one in fairness, but 1 overall in the whole year. That's a bit of an L for the offense. I'll be honest with you. Pretty bad. Defensively, much better. Shields, the corner, I mean, well, he was technically a corner as well. Both went up in dev, which is just massive. Boone went up to superstar. He's already a very good overall. The middle linebacker, McLean, went up to superstar. I mean, that's pretty dub. That's pretty dub-tastic. I said it. I damn said it already. Pollard apparently didn't go down much, but do you want to keep him? I feel like we can get just as good, if not better, in free agency anyways for the same price. Neighbors really didn't go up at all. He went as number 3, but still. Yeah, I mean, really wish the quarterback would have went to superstar. Tight end going up in dev wouldn't have hurt either, but it was an okay year despite the fact that we were 7-10. So we settled all of our our re-signings, and now we're on to free agency. What we need to address is not the lineman position yet, but it's a thought. If there's some young superstar lineman, it's worth grabbing them and just kind of screwing over somebody that's currently starting. Wide receiver is fine. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have a number 3, but Roy Starks played pretty well there, so you can just keep getting a guy like him. Wouldn't be bad. Peck, I don't know what his contract is like. It seems like really cheap. So if we can find a running back, I would replace him in a heartbeat. D-line, obviously, Averill is trying his best to stick around, but he absolutely needs to be replaced. So we need a new D-end. D-line completely can be replaced, honestly. Corner wouldn't hurt. Everything else, though, kind of okay. And with that being said, we have 110 mil, and I bounced the mic off the floor pretty much. Ricky Rogers, not kind of the guy we're looking for. Bryce Young, still decent. Sharp, Meekins, maybe our running back of the future. Superstar development trait, Keon Clifford, looking really good. That is a guy I'm willing to pay money for. Oh, of course, there's an X-Factor quarterback now when we have our guy. I mean, we're stuck with our guy. I mean, it's just the realistic, route. And I think if you're going for this guy, you probably have to pay big bucks for. The quarterback we went for, I think a 4-year 32 is fair enough. But you're not paying a 5-year 122 mil on a 25-year-old X-Factor. I don't even know how he's an X-Factor in general. But yeah, let's. There's a couple of names I'm seeing already, and I haven't really went through everything. So I think Clifford's probably in the open market a 5-year 55 at least. I'd say even more than that, perhaps. But I like that. We gave most of it, well, at least half of it, pretty much in guarantees. So I think that's a fair contract. Obviously, we all seen this guy when I scrolled over. Looks like a pretty damn good edge or rush DT. This is a guy that, once again, would probably be at minimum a 4-year 50. So a 4-year 53 puts him at 189. I mean, I don't know how the league is operating the way it's operating right now. Why is the salary cap all messed up? Where, the salary cap is insanely high, yet the players are asking for, next to nothing, especially when they're young. I mean, I knew I shouldn't have went for our left tackle. This guy's 26 star. More free agent signings. We need the defense badly. Give it to us. And we get everyone to look at. The running back was massive. It was a pretty good deal for him. Great deal for us. Robinson was a fullback. He's star dev. We paid him a 4-year 12. Conley, I think, was he's going to be our rush DT. He is a 4-year 36. Jenkins, I don't remember what we offered him, but it was quite costly. He's actually going to be our edge because it's actually insane how athletic he is at 311 pounds. I think he's 6'6" as well. Maybe the greatest athlete ever, if you consider his size. Wouldn't absolutely surprise me. 84 speed, 86 excel at 311 pounds. Like, that's kind of absurd. Like, that would signify like a 4'6", would it not? Like 4'6" and 4'6'4", maybe? It's ridiculous. That's all I can tell you. Don't know why I looked at his dev like it was going to change or something, X Factor. So after a very surprising 7-10 season, we are all the way up at pick number 9, which actually gives me a chance maybe for Walker, but I don't know if I really want him. It's just kind of the athletics that get me excited. I honestly think pass rusher, despite after, this last offseason or this last free agent period, I still think pass rusher is probably our best bet. We have Seth Walker, who is a 6'4", 268, a finesse type, very athletic end. And then you also have Ferris, who I believe is pretty much the same thing. A finesse, a tackle, 21 though, maybe slightly less athletic. But I honestly think we'll have the choice at either if we want them. So, I mean, this is going to be a tough one. Moving down 5 spots, you still land one of them. Maybe even land both anyways. Not, not both, but you know what I mean. Like, have the choice between both. I think this is a good call. We're going to trade down. We trade pick 9, a 7 this, and a 6 next year for 16 and 48 this year to the Browns. Now, the one kind of L about this is this actually moves us directly behind the Vikings and the Lions. So if one of them or both of them take the guys we want, that would be a massive L as the Rams take the corner Walker. That would be a huge L, but it was the only team that kind of made sense to trade with. So as long as the Vikings don't take one of them, and they don't, we take the win. We take the win. Ferris goes to the Lions, makes it even easier on me. I wanted Walker anyways, so that worked out pretty well. We still get our guy for the future. Seth Walker, welcome to the team. Hidden development traits, 87 speed at 6'4". He's a beast. Yeah, this was a very solid DN class, without a doubt. Because I also want to see Paul Ramsey. How good was he? Oh, why would you want him? Come on, EA. Why? Why? Oh, thank God he's there because he looks good. Even though he's 5'9", he looks great. Javon Spence, welcome to the team. Hidden development trait. He's the perfect slot corner now. I kind of want to still put him at number 2. If he's a high overall, I probably will, to be honest. I don't really care. But, man, he looks good. We're going to move to pick 16, and if Miller is as good as I remember, I might take Miller. Once again, more future-proofing for the left outside linebacker, Rogers. We also do have the DT. Don't know his power, finesse, or block shed, though. That's the problem. And, yeah, Miller is super fast. I could almost guarantee, though, he is going to be normal dev. But even with that knowledge, I still think he's worth the pick. Oh, he is not. That looked like one of those clear-cut, prototypical, you have all the athleticism, stop being a trash user and develop him. It really looked like he was going to be normal. And yeah, McKee's actually okay, so I'm not going to go for the DT. I do want to see how good he is, but honestly, at this point, I think we're probably going to be looking for trade downs. Maybe even to next year, get a second round for this pick. I have no idea if this is a good or a bad trade for us. That next year, it's a bad trade considering we don't know what a team's going to do the following season. I think we're the perfect example of that. But as far as like pure value goes, it's not terrible. I think they definitely won that trade, though. I mean, the middle linebacker we have right now, McLean's not that young either. We'll take the depth. Why not? Normal development trade, 88 speed, and 89 excel. I mean, look at how athletic he is for 244 pounds. But Joe Sullivan, I can't tell if he's going to be hidden, but he's 6'7", 21 years old. That's enough for me. That's all I ever need to know. And he is hidden anyways. Athleticism's a little bad, but strong and tall. That's really all you need to get to my heart, and I almost just traded that away. We traded a 4th and 2/5 this for a 3rd next year from a team that looks really bad, and then we gained a 6th this year to maybe add some more depth. I can't remember. We did get the fullback, actually, so I'm not really sure what we need here. Maybe a wide receiver. Realistically, once again, it's all about... I'm glad that bounder's in the screen. But it's all about future-proofing, and I think we did that with good players, and of course, we added that extra draft pick next year. Wide receiver, 2 to 3 round. If he's even athletic at all, I'm going to grab him. That's good enough for me. Welcome to the team. 88 speed, 90 excel at 6'1". That's okay. And for the draft recap, some pretty good overalls here. 77 again for our first draft pick. Terrible power move. But block shed's decent, finesse is decent, super athletic. You'd almost have to guarantee superstar on a player like this. We'll have to take a look at Ferris anyways, but you pretty much have to guarantee a superstar, I'd say. And yeah, I mean, it just feels like those types of players, especially when they're 6'4", are just always superstar. Spence, I mean, almost every cornerback is star development trait, so it's weird that he has 95 change of direction with 84 agility. I don't really know how that makes any sense, but sure, I guess. We'll allow it. And he's an X Factor. I mean, I was going to play him at number 2 anyways, but I keep forgetting how goated 5'9" corners are in this game. I don't know why they do that, but they just do. PJ Miller, no matter what, will not start the season, but he's likely going to be our starting left out next season, so I'm just going to put him there now. And this may be our best draft. This may actually be our best draft we've had maybe in Madden ever, let alone like this Madden. We're 55. I kind of like that number. Why not? Lance Briggs, how you doing? Tommy Murray obviously was not hidden. Joe Sullivan. Actually, no, we drafted 2 X Factors in one draft, right? But those players are really good regardless. I don't know. It's up there, though. It's up there. If Sullivan's a superstar. Okay, I was about to say, if he's a superstar, then it is. But he was not. Let's take a look at the other end. Mr. Ferris had to play against him in the division, and he's a normal dev. Was looking at that youth and thinking about it, but thankfully we didn't because, sheesh, that's a bit of a difference. It's a bit of a difference. What about the DT, actually? I think he may be decent, but I think he also may be normal. Where is he? Went in the 3rd round, did he? Blake, 73 overall. Ooh, he was hidden. 90 strength. Block shed's okay. Finesse is okay. Speed's pretty good. He's kind of giving me Devontae Wyatt vibes, to be honest. And his dev is going to be... Oh, if we would have got him. If we would have traded up for him as well, dude, that would have hands down been the best draft. And DT's not a position we're still that great at. I just felt... Honestly, my intuition thought normal development traits. So I was like, is there really a reason if he's normal? But yeah, the fact that he's superstar, that would have been massive for our DT position. Not deep. Hey, our DP position. Pretty good, actually. Ask you, mother. All right, we got the squad for year 3. Obviously, things look okay, specifically at the running back position. Now, Clifford, who has much more potential than the starter we have, is also already an X Factor. We're hoping he can run a little bit better. Just in general, different body type. How big is he, actually? 5'11", 212, which is just quite good, obviously. Very good as the other running back, 6 foot, 189, yet slower somehow. Of course, plenty of potential, just never lived up to it. O-line looks decent enough. Linebackers, we have Miller in the future. We have the X Factor corner at number 2, even though he's kind of like smaller slot type. I felt like, though, because of his age and his dev, being hidden, at least, that I was going to start him at the number 2 spot anyways before we looked at his dev. And obviously, he's just the best choice there. Walker will be the starter for Averill next season. So the team's in a pretty good spot. We've definitely improved it very much so. And, I mean, we're pretty much ready to go, right? We'll replace, Rogers, left outside linebacker, with Miller, probably next season. But overall, there's not much we need to do. We just need to go out and win, hopefully. I hope we don't have any free agents that we need to pay because kind of forgot about that. A few. Nothing crazy, though, so I'm not too worried about it. Bradford. He's asking for pretty much the same contract. I mean, if he's going to continue to play at the same level, why not? Of course, McClain anyways, I think can stick around longer because, of course, he is starting out with a pretty good base, and he is 28, superstar. 4-year 52 is not terrible. Then we have Van Buren, who has actually developed very quickly, but he is still pretty trash. However, he blocks well. So, I mean, it's all about success, I suppose, and he's had it. So we're going to give him the contract. And then that's pretty much it. Like, Peck isn't a bad contract offer, but I'm going to let him go. Same with Averill, same with Rogers here, same with pretty much everyone here. And another year, another missed playoff season. Yep, 9-8. What overall are we again? 86. I mean, we're not great by any means, but we're also not as bad as as we're playing, at least. About to be year 4, and we haven't made the playoffs yet, right? No, we made it year 1, which made no sense. We started making the team actually good, and then we started sucking. Hartman, maybe a chance at Superstar again. He looked okay. Clifford, way better than Peck last season, but also Peck, not bad as a backup. Pendleton probably goes to star. McDowell and McAllister were pretty good. I'm really shocked that we didn't make the playoffs. Oh my God, he sucks. 18 sacks and then 25 for a 91 overall. Oh my, he's bad. Pass rush was bad. Picks, I mean, there's a couple of numbers that were okay. Kicker was pretty damn good again. Punter was decent. Kick return, punt return game was pretty tame. Award wins, I don't think we would have had any, to be honest. Maybe, like I said, the maybe kicker of the year again. We got rookie of the year on defense, actually. And kicker, yes, we did. Back-to-back, he's a god. I'm gonna make him superstar, by the way. We never touch the kicker or punters, but you win back-to-back kicker of the year, you kind of deserve superstar. Packers versus Texans in the Super Bowl. The winner is the Packers, of course. So they end up winning a Super Bowl here while we couldn't for them. Hartman is a superstar, finally. He's an 85 overall. He's still got 2 years left on his pretty cheap deal for us. Maybe he would hold out. Maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. But, hey, we gave you a chance. You relax. Pendleton, also star development trait. Boone is now an X Factor, which is pretty neato, if you ask me. And I believe that to be the only other dev up. We apparently have 100 mil. I don't know where we're getting this money from, but 100 mil. Oh, he's 23. I thought it said 20. He's 33. I thought he said 23. I was like, huh? Okay. It's a weird spot where we're like still building, but at the same time, I feel like we probably should have been better by now. So we may be kind of signing players for an all-in type season right now, if you will. It's, once again, it's a little weird because we're not there, but we are there at the same time. So a one-year deal might not be the best, but at the same time, Tremaine Smith here doesn't look too bad. So he's 26, good block shedder. Problem is, I don't really know where we spend the rest of our money or our draft picks, because as of right now, if we get Tremaine Smith, we have literally nothing to draft other than, once again, drafting for the future at, like, the O-line or something. That's pretty much it. Which, of course, as you would expect, we did get him. It's the draft. We have a decent pick again. A little bit lower than normal, but, I mean, yeah. I suppose we're just going to be looking at, once again, more picks for the future. Maybe this cornerback's the choice. I don't know. He's going to be zone coverage, okay speed. I really don't know. I honestly, like, once again, we've turned it around so quickly here, surprisingly, with free agency, that I'm not sure what we do at this point. So, I mean, I guess, do we just grab the corner? Because we could maybe use a corner as safety. Got the hiccups. I'm just going to go with him. Hidden development trait, 6'3", 22. Maybe we have ourselves another 6'3" safety. Blades is on the team long term, but, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this guy will be the better future safety. I don't know. I just, at this point, we don't have anything we need, so I'm just drafting best available. We traded pick 50 and a 6 next year for 62 this and 94 this, which will probably be taking that DT, with that pick 30. And probably trade up again because there's a middle linebacker that I think is decent. I almost just skipped. That would have been a disaster. So he is. Mabry, a power move. Mabry's good. Let's see what he has. What he has is normal dev, unfortunately, but we see these all the time. Maybe he's like 85, 86 power move, and we're juicing. Trade 82 and 88 for 65, and then a 4th next year, which we'll be using on a linebacker that we also, once again, probably do not need, but he is an A zone coverage, pretty athletic. Felix Bennett, normal development trade as well, but still probably pretty damn good. And then we have a day 3 center, looks decent enough. George Davis in development trade. He's a little weak, I will admit, but he just had the potential, so screw it. And that's kind of all I have for the rest of the draft. Traded 2 4ths and a 5th for a 3rd next year, which is, I mean, okay, I suppose. And then with our pick 18 in the 7th round, I don't know, something. We're going to take Lindsey Borden, who's decently fast. 93 speed, 92 excel, 92 agility, 90 change of direction. Not bad, actually. So we didn't grab a crazy amount of players, but let's take a look at how good they were. if they let us. Thank you. 74 overall cornerback Eddie Whitfield. He is like the biggest corner we have, I'd say, by far, especially the number 2 and 3. Don't know if he's going to be a strong safety long term, but I think I might just put him there right now and see what his dev is. Another X Factor corner, this time way better than the other corner because he's 6'3". Wow. And then the DT, normal development trait, but 88 power move, which is really busted. 71 overall middle linebacker who has got pretty good hit power, not a bad player at all. And then the center who's a 71 overall. I got to imagine he's, star development trait. I'm going to say normal, which obviously is not the case. He kind of has to be at least star. And, yeah, I mean, I suppose center is probably one of the positions we need to fill next besides tackle. Borden, who is 6'6 overall, aggressive, run after the catch. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. But, yeah, that cornerback's absolutely a dub. He's obviously a safety right now. I'm not even sure what Blades is looking like these days. But, yeah, he's got to start somewhere soon. All right, Season 4. Team's looking pretty decent. It's getting, I wouldn't say better because center's going to be gone soon. The right guard is 31. He's not going to be much better. Meeks is awful anyways, and he's going to be gone after this season. What about the defense? Defense is pretty much intact, though. Literally every single one of these guys is going to be a starter again the following season. So, except for Blades, of course. He's going to lose his job to Whitfield. But regardless, defense is set. It's looking pretty good on top of it. And, yeah, I mean, offensively, we just got to keep looking at linemen, see if there's any better options in free agency, and keep the team cheap as we may have to pay this quarterback soon-ish. So Meeks needs another contract. Yeah, I don't think so. McAllister needs a contract. I do think so. 5-year, 85, whatever at this point. I don't even care because we literally have unlimited money pretty much. Center needs to go. McCoy has been getting better and better each season. He's really good at pass blocking, which I do like. So I guess a 2-year, 16. What else do we have? We have the backup tight end. Neighbors is... What's his zone coverage? 89 zone coverage. I mean, we got a lot of guys that could play safety. Maybe this guy actually goes to safety, and then we put the other X-Factor corner back to where he was started, and then we have 2 X-Factor corners and a superstar. That'd be kind of busted, right? Winner, and we get the division. Loser, and, well, you could see it there. The Packers take the division. Of course, the Packers are kind of cheesing because we left them with the Chiefs playbook on, which is probably why they won the Super Bowl last year. I will admit, though, after we lost to the Seahawks team, I put the Chiefs playbook on myself. And as you can see, it went pretty damn well. I don't understand what is wrong with this team or why Madden Sim is so playbook heavy. Like we hear words like, oh, it's not that big. It plays a part. No, it doesn't play a part. It plays the whole damn part. Doesn't matter what team you are. If you put the damn Chiefs playbook on, offense and defense, you win every game pretty much. It doesn't matter. Of course, I don't know what kind of anomaly year 1 was for us, where I think there was like the San Francisco 49ers playbook on, but playbooks play literally 90% of the freaking thing. Keon Clifford, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. Of course, tight end Pendleton. I'm going to actually force him to superstar right now, so then when he gets a dev up to X Factor, we can remove it, and we can, no one can argue, oh, you're forcing devs, If the game thinks he should deserve X Factor, obviously he deserves Superstar, right? Because X Factor is obviously a more exclusive club, if you will. McAllister, yards were decent enough maybe to go up to Superstar. Meeks, way better, but doesn't change a thing. Walker! He was just waiting. Jenkins, waiting for a real partner as well. Both putting up almost a total, together, of 40 sacks pretty much. Conley not bad. Smith was good. Once again, I don't want it to be our year because of the Chiefs playbooks, but, it's near the end of the Madden cycle. We've accepted that this is just kind of the way it is, right? It's just kind of, we've won a lot of Super Bowls without them, but it's just kind of the way it is. Of course, going against the league MVP here, apparently. Hartman, very close, though, I will say. And as far as those awards go, we got Kicker of the Year again. This man deserves X Factor. Screw Superstar. But here it is, the league MVP, 85 overall, Seattle Seahawks. 91 overall for us. The guy that we were looking at, though, was a running back, not even a quarterback, which is interesting. All right, going to the end of the game. First time we're in the playoffs for, I don't even know how many years. Huge rushing touchdown, up by 7. turnover right as they're about to score. We are now up by 10, up by 3 only. And at half, we are still only up by 3. Now we're up by 10. Seattle making it a little bit closer. We get that little lead back, up by 3, and looking like we're going to choke it. Maybe not. Clutching up with the touchdown and moving on to the divisional round. Of course, looking at the numbers, Hartman, didn't throw any picks, but he wasn't great. Trevor Lawrence, thankfully, did throw some picks. Clifford, not a great game when you consider the 53-yard long that he had. Receiving, pretty tame outside of that guy that had 2 touchdowns for them. Sack totals, nothing crazy. Picks, the 2 youngsters, if you will. I mean, Shields isn't really that young, but Spence and Shields, both, superstar and X Factors. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying with the youngsters thing. They're just simply not. But here we are, headed to the divisional, going up against the Giants, who I believe, I think it was it might have been last season, we had a chance to make the playoffs barely. If we would have beat them in this, in their matchup, week 17, we would have actually made it because we won week 18. There was somewhat of a revenge game, or this is somewhat of a revenge game, if you will. Both teams driving, but not scoring. We finally do with 3. Now we do with 7, up by 10, up by 7 again only. Now only up by 4 because of the field goal. Up by 11, and it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Still holding that 11-point lead. It's taking them a while, but they do score, giving themselves a chance. Who knows? They're running out of time, but they actually did it. They actually effing did it. 13 seconds left. I'm going to try. Of course, why would you try to get down the field? Makes no sense. You would clearly, with 3 timeouts, not want to make an attempt, especially with the speed we have. Why would you try a shot? That would make no sense. I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot all the routes. Okay, that New York symbol is a little bright, but we get close enough, almost, for a field goal. All it takes is a little bit of luck. That's pretty open. And he holds on. The team's going to have a chance. I mean, a very good one as well, obviously. The championship round, are they going to attempt the field? I swear to God if they don't attempt the field goal. EA. Did he miss? Please tell me. EA. Listen here. Please tell me you had him attempt that damn field goal. Just, where do I even see it? Is it this? Yeah, it's this. Please tell me he attempted a field goal. That's all I ask. If he missed it, fair enough. Things happen. Just let me know. He missed it. Okay, fair enough. He missed a 41-yard field goal to send his team to the championship round. Sucky, but doable. Of course, huge drive early. Don't trust the field goal kicker. Remember that. And we don't. Walk off. The kicker held it for the inevitable. Instead of being known as the choker of all time, they get to laugh about it. Thankfully for his sanity and for Chicago, who clearly will not forget about kickers screwing them over, obviously. Even though that latest one, not their fault. Not the kicker's fault. Sir, you literally missed, what, less than this in 2 seasons, and you missed 3 in the playoffs. Oh my God, what is wrong with this guy? I don't even want to know. I just want to move on to the championship round. Face against the Packers as you will, because they have the Chiefs playbook as well. Lose the game and fall into a pit of despair. All right, here we go. Championship round. Division matchup as well. Winner faces the Jets in the Super Bowl. Down by 7, not looking too great. 14 all. Still 14 all. Up by 7 now. Packers not going away. They're going to put up 3. We need a touchdown badly. We will not get it. They're up by 3, and we get a touchdown with a minute remaining. Fasano and the Packers with a chance, but they can't do it. Screw you guys in your back-to-back. It is our turn to head to the Super Bowl. The NFC North repping hard for the NFC, of course. Clifford, not bad. Pendleton was amazing. Let's take a look at the sacks. Really not good in our favor. No picks for us, of course. And their kicker missed one, which quite possibly played a pretty big factor. You know, they were driving near the end there to try and get some points to get a touchdown, but all they would have needed is a field goal, which probably changes a lot, especially since they had all 3 timeouts, I believe. But we do not care. Of course, our kicker missed a bunch of field goals. Ain't seeing us cry about it. We kind of were, but not anymore. And here it is, the Jets. Any dev-ups for us? Question mark. X Factor Hartman. Superstar McAllister. We said Hartman could get to a 90, and by God, he's almost done it. Let's go with a route runner for McAllister, even though he's pretty much deep threat every day of the week here. Yeah, I mean, medium's pretty good actually as well. But Pendleton, we of course showed we deserved superstar for him because he got himself the X Factor. So we're going to move him back to superstar now. What abilities does he have? Short in and deep out. I mean, I didn't change him. I just put him at superstar and just forgot all about him. So that's pretty insane. Regardless, superstar instead. Let's go look at the defense now, see if we have any dev-ups there. I mean, I imagine probably a few, right? Miller is one of them. Jones got to X Factor, which is pretty nice. And I believe that to be it. But 27 years old, X Factor. We moved the safety down, and he would be the third X Factor corner, which would be insane. But wow, what a team we've built. Can we cap it off with a Super Bowl? I mean, a win. We're here technically. 84 overall. Come on, give us the win, dude. This is a walk. Can we make people in Chicago happy once again? 1985, forget about it. 2035, I don't even know what year it is at this point, but 31-3, 38-3. Oh my God, that is some performance. 41-13. The Jets go down easily. We knock them down like it's nothing. The Bears have won another Super Bowl. It has been over 50 years, and it's finally come back to them. Obviously, this is a dream team, if you will. It's a bunch of players that are like, there's some young players here, a lot of them, but it's a lot of talent, a ton of talent, and it's awesome to see Hartman. Nobody wanted him, really. You know, getting some pretty low ball offers. No one started him, and to see him find a home here and do a pretty good job, become, I mean, easily the best quarterback in Bears history, without a doubt. Just even the little bit of time he's been here, winning a Super Bowl and putting up some very impressive seasons, without a doubt. I mean, when you consider you're technically, before this, I mean, it would have technically been Fields, I suppose, but Cutler, if you're talking real life. So, very impressive young man, bringing the title back to Chicago and thankfully freeing me from my prison. Clifford 4.4, it really is a prison when you have the sim just cucking you that hard. I mean, for us to struggle besides that game with the Chiefs offense and this squad is just insane. I mean, I hate settling for the Chiefs offense, and I think we even did it for the Packers team, yet we couldn't win it even then. But sometimes something's got to give. I mean, we have the best team in the league, and we're not even making the playoffs. I mean, you got to do something about it. Of course, let's take a look at our rosters. Once again, we did build a lot of guys up. We also added some talent that was already there, but developed them. Hartman, of course, 28 years old. What a beast. Super strong. Talking about, you know, how he was kind of built like Rodgers. And besides the short route, it's just Rodgers, baby. It's pretty much. Of course, break sacks maybe a little bit too low for that. But once again, a very good quarterback. Clifford, super speed demon. Very elusive. McDowell was a great draft pick. Could have took Ward, but thankfully we took McDowell instead. And we just went full speedster wide receivers. McAllister was a pretty damn good one as well. 26 years old. Very fast himself. What do we have? Pendleton, gave him a chance. 80 overall normal. And now he's a superstar 28-year-old with amazing route running. Pretty good catching and very elusive / agile and fast. Of course, he is 6'2", but he's still a really good player nonetheless. O-line, I really don't care about, to be honest. Defensively, McLean was here already. Got to superstar. He's a 30-year-old. Very good in coverage, pretty damn good in block shedding, especially for a linebacker. Boone! I did not even realize they were developing him as a pass rusher. Okay, well, that's interesting. Nice, okay. Could have put him at pass rusher instead. Miller, his block shed is iffy. His coverage is great. The team probably does think these outside linebackers are pass rushers just because it's the Bears, even though we put ourselves in a 4-3. Shields, making him a safety was a very good decision, obviously. Whitfield obviously never really got a chance, but let's see how he did develop in his 1 year on the team. Pretty damn good zone coverage already. Spence, 92 overall X Factor. We drafted 2 X Factor corners in this rebuild, which is just A-okay with me. Jones, part of that Shields free agency onslaught of corners that we took. Really good. Jenkins was a really good pick. You know, he really didn't develop super well, but he was a steal. Super fast for how big he is, and of course, we got him for pretty damn cheap. Walker, his first year starting, he was god tier. Made Averill just like, who's Averill? Completely forgot about him. Peter Conley, good power move guy, starting to develop the block shed a little bit. And then Smith kind of helped us put it together with really good block shedding. And I want to see the kicker because, once again, he's won multiple Kicker of the Year awards. 97 kick power, accuracy is only getting there. And I wanted to see his stats, not his freaking, stats. You can look at the stats here as well, but you know what I mean. The edit player card. I just want to see, how many awards he did win. I'm pretty sure it was 3 straight Kicker of the Years, but I just want to be sure about it. Let's take a look at the stats, though. He missed 3 his rookie year, 2 last year, and 1, this year. Of course, blocked the year before. But awards, he had best kicker. Was it not 3 in a row? It was 2 in a row, but Pro Bowl 1 year despite having 2 best kicker awards. You explain it. I don't know. But anyways, that is going to be it for our 15 years in the future Chicago Bears realistic style rebuild, if you will. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, you want to see more videos like these, challenge type rebuilds, let me know in the comment section below or by leaving a like. That always lets me know. Also, subscribers, you can see literally every video that somebody subscribes because of, if they subscribe during the video. So that always helps as well. And just in general, do a ton of franchise stuff and ton of, experiments, rebuilds, whatever it may be. We'll probably have more videos each and every day following this just because of the ratings. So you've probably seen one a little earlier today. You'll probably see one tomorrow, Saturday, and probably that's it, unless it's something like, talking about which team we're going to be for Madden 23 or something like that, which is still technically ratings, I guess. But that's pretty much it outside of that. Probably a rebuild on Sunday. Not guaranteed because, I'm kind of, getting burnt out of rebuilds, and I'm not really even sure what to, rebuild anymore, what to do. So let me know in the comment section below with that. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!